as you can see, it's working. Now, there's been no real calibration on it at all. I'm asking for a brim and a raft because this bed is pretty bad state. I was asking for supports, but I found the supports, well, the level I had was pretty hard to remove. I managed to, this had supports on, I did manage to remove like this, most of the supports. This is a smaller, like extruder herringbone cog in a way, and you can see the layers there. I think try and get the light a bit better. Well, as I say, this is without any sort of real calibration. I'll just put my hand there so it can pull focus better. And get this pretty close. Not too bad. One of the main problems I've had, actually, I've only just got this new fan today. I was quite surprised how small it was. Just clips on like the hot end down there. And I think that helps. This is cold. This top part up here won't touch down there because it's very hot. Doing a big cog now. Herringbone to go with a small cog, so that's got a feeder. I don't know if I'll actually use these. I'll have to see how if they fall apart or not. The main problem I've had is filament jamming in here. Now, one of the reasons it's jamming is because I think I've been getting it warm and then feeding the filament in. Obviously it softens as it's going in and then it's jamming. But with this print, these last couple of prints I've done anyway, I've got the filament in while it's been cold right down to the tip, and then I've started like printing, and as you can see it's coming out reasonably well. For uncalibrated, don't forget, I would say that the bed isn't 100% level either. This is my first big print, biggish print anyway. This is with the new bearings in the sides, and I've got the anti-backlash on. Other changes, I've put like a bracket for the Z, metal bracket over there. Changed the Z sort of switch brackets so I can adjust it a bit easier. Well, so still more work to do in this printer in my opinion. I've drilled a hole in that corner there for some cables to go through instead of going over the back edge of this printer. Sometimes it makes quite a nice song. I can't remember what fill rate I've got on this print. It does have a fill rate. It's going to take about 1.5 hours, give or take a bit, to do this print apparently. Oh, I've had problems with Cooler. Cooler wouldn't recognise the USB. So it was sort of semi-recognising it and then not recognising it. I've had problems with Repeater Host. That seems to load in the file, seems to go to start printing, and then it goes from that start printing position when it gets up to temperature straight into the finish without actually printing. As if it's actually printed out the file, but it's gone from start to finish, if you get the meaning, without actually printing out that file. And I haven't figured out why Repeater particular host is doing that. I'm hoping any wobble caused by the threaded rods isn't going to affect it too much. That is lifting there. I don't know if you can see it. I've just noticed. So it is warping this. It's actually lifting off the bed. Now you can see that, can't you? That is bad. I'll try and zoom in a bit. As I said, there's been no calibration at all. I'm expecting this to come totally off the bed. This is even with the raft on. Was it PLA? Yeah. Set to about 200 degrees. The bed is not a heated bed at all. It's quite cool, this bed. Just an acrylic plate on top of a metal plate. No heating. Considering that's rocking like you would rock a baby, I'm quite surprised it's stopping reasonably in its position. I think that is because of the raft. It's just hanging on. It seems to be hanging on by a thread. Bad. There it goes. Might as well stop it now. That's it, see. If I can get round. Excuse me. Stood over the other side of the lights there. Quite curved there, can see the curve. Still a little bit warm. I don't want to flex it too much. I want to see get an idea how strong it is. I reckon there's maybe 5 layers there, I'm not unsure. So there's sort of the raft. I might have to print a thicker raft in a way. I think I'm only asking for about 1 layer. I'm unsure about that, to be honest, because it's been that mucking about. I just thought, excuse that, I just thought I'd go straight in for print and see what happens. That's basically the idea there. Okay, so that's basically it. I did print out some cubes, but I am really frightened about getting into replica hosts and changing the firmware, because one change of one thing is going to upset everything else. And as far as I know, there's no support really for this printer anymore that I know of anyway. I don't know why I'm getting so many shadows. Obviously it needs some calibration and a lot more work, but to a certain extent we can see, yes, it is working. I'll just show you that Z switch. Here is a Z switch. It's almost like 2 plates, and one's bent out a bit here, so it comes out over the edge. But there's a bolt going from one to the other with a nut on the other side. I did try putting I did tap some threads in there, but I think it got damaged actually. but by screwing this bolt tighter or looser, it hinges on this bolt here, up or down, and I can adjust it quite finely. Or just one easy way of adjusting it is just bend the lever on the micro switch actually. So here's front or face.